time now for all things money matters, and we pick up on the IMF loan. I can't even speak, Devan. So much money. Take us over.
Yeah, that was a loan for 70 billion rand approved by the IMF, and indeed there are a lot of questions around commitments, with Treasury saying the 70 billion rand it's secured from the IMF will be well spent and within the prescripts of the law. Well, Treasury Director General Devan Murugan joins me via Zoom. Mr. Murugan, thanks very much indeed for talking to us. We understand that this emergency funding does not come with conditionalities of traditional IMF budgetary loans, but the Finance Minister is on record as saying that talks were difficult. So what can you tell us about conditions or commitments around this emergency funding?
Thanks, Devan. Thanks for having me on your show. Yes, I think you are correct. There are commitments that we have to make, and not commitment dictated on a simple side. Not take of conditionalities dictate. No, these are things that we've said over. There are things that we knew, measures that we have to implement, structural reforms that we have to embark on, that will actually put us in a different group trajectory. That's what we're talking about. And there's a number of them. And you remember that last year, we issued a paper towards the economic growth strategy for South Africa. In that paper, we outlined a number of things that we need to do and hold ourselves accountable to as South African, as South Africa. And if we do those things, then obviously we will be on a different growth path that can create jobs and make sure that we become a sustainable nation moving forward. So these are not conditions, these are things that we said we will do for ourselves and to ourselves.
More assurances then, Mr. Murugan. But can I ask you directly, has there been a commitment to a freeze on public sector wages for this year?
Look, you must read my affidavit that I issued about 2 Fridays ago, whereby we are simply saying it's unaffordable, and at least not honoring the last year of the agreement, because it's unaffordable. We don't have the resources. And we've said that. So it cannot be something that ourselves have said, even before we agreed to this loan. So 304 billion under collection in 1 year. That tells you that we are in trouble. We know the impact of Moody's downgrade. We know the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. And all of that now is coming to reality that we are not able to afford the other things that we want to do. We would want to give public servants wage increases, but it's unaffordable at this point in time.
This loan came amid a storm this week around COVID-19 procurement issues, Director General, with politically connected individuals in questionable procurement. Now, where does the Treasury stand on this?
Look, our stand is very clear. We have issued in May already, not now, in May, we issued instructions that are relevant for COVID-19 procurement. We've issued Treasury instructions as early as April around how to go about procuring. We've issued price guidelines in terms of reference price list and how suppliers to charges. And we've said it, either you give us at the same price that we issued or lower. So their guidelines are in place. But as you can imagine, if officials and individuals flout these guidelines, unfortunately, some consequences should come about. If it means people should be disciplined, they should be disciplined. If there are acts of criminality, that obviously those issues must be dealt with by the relevant authorities. So where we stand is that there are guidelines. We expect the PFA may give the National Treasury and Provincial Treasury certain powers in terms of accounting officers and their role. These are DGs, heads of departments, of entities, etc. They must be held accountable in terms of the measures, risk mitigation measures that they put in place around procurement. So our stance is very clear that there are rules that must be observed, and if they are not observed, consequences must come along in terms of not adhering to those rules and regulations as per the law.
Director General, thanks very much indeed for your time.